Final from Houston, where the Astros rally to win it 5-4, thanks to home runs from Jose Altuve that tied it up in the 6th, and then a go-ahead home run in the 7th from Carlos Correa. Added a sac fly. Kike Hernandez homered in the top of the 9th, his 2nd of the game. Led off the 3rd with a homer, leads off the 9th with a homer, but it is not enough as the Red Sox come up short 5-4. Chris Sale, not great in this game, 2 2/3, struck out a couple guys, wild pitch, hit by pitch. Look, Boston hung tough in there. They looked pretty good early on, but the Astros, you make mistakes against the Astros hitters, and they're going to make you pay. And that's what they do in Game 1 as they take a 1-0 series lead in the ALCS. Get some instant analysis. Welcome in CBS Sports MLB writer Matt Snyder. Astros rally to beat the Red Sox in Game 1. Homers by Altuve and Correa in back-to-back innings, both with 2 outs, and that's been a theme. 5 of the Astros' 6 homers this postseason have been with 2 outs. But Boston almost came back. Kike Hernandez homers for the 2nd time in the 9th. Matt, what's your reaction to how this game played out?
I think we're going to see a lot of this, hopefully for 7 games. I always want to get the 7th game in there if we can. I think we're going to see a lot of this. It's going to be, these 2 offenses are so good, and the pitching staffs are kind of patchwork at this point, really. I don't know how many starters you can count on to get deep in the game other than Nathan Eovaldi, especially with Lance McCullers Jr. hurt and not on the Astros ALCS roster. So I think we're going to see a lot of kind of back and forth, maybe not necessarily huge scoring games, because you look, 5-4, the over-under was at 8.5, so it's not like it was 10-9 or anything. But we're going to see a lot of back and forth in this series. So it was really fun. It was a good start. Like I said, I hope we get 7 of these.
Yeah, now the other big storyline here, Chris Sale goes 2 2/3, gives up a run, couple strikeouts, wild pitch, hit by a pitch, continuing a trend of bad starts. Lasted 1 inning in Game 2 of the ALDS against the Rays, gave up 5 runs. Alex Cora was already getting second guessed for starting Sale in Game 1, and his belief in him doesn't pan out. This seems like a problem, Matt.
It is. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they basically only have 1 reliable starter at this point. After that, to get length, you're going to look at Tanner Houck and Nick Pivetta. You saw Houck tonight. On Sale, he doesn't have command, especially against right-handers right now. It looks like he doesn't know where the ball is going, especially his breaking ball against right-handers. Against lefties, he was a little more locked in, but still, there were just too many mistakes, and he's not missing enough bats. We're used to seeing Chris Sale, like prime Chris Sale, where he's going to go 7 innings and strike out 11 guys. Right here, you see 2 2/3 innings and only 2 strikeouts. He's just not the same guy. I don't know if he's operations like full go right now. Maybe he won't be back to himself until next year. But for right now, as you said, it's a problem.
Kike Hernandez almost helped Chris Sale out in this game. He helped him for the meantime.
Yeah.
He looked like he'd be the hero in this game. Defensive play to help Chris Sale get out of the 2nd, then homers to start the 3rd and the 9th. He's got 13 hits in his last 4 games, the most over a 4-game span in postseason history. Instead, it's the free agent to be Carlos Correa who plays the role of hero in Houston. Correa now has 4 career go-ahead homers in the 7th inning or later of playoff games, most in baseball postseason history. This game was wild. I mean, we had several big plays, great plays, big home runs. What's your biggest takeaway from Game 1?
I think it's that the Astros offense is so good that they're never out of it. You know, we kind of could have gotten lulled to sleep there when it was 3-1 for several innings, and it just felt like, is this really going to end up 3-1? And then all of a sudden you get the big Altuve blow, then you get the big Correa blow. Look, the Astros led the American League in runs, hits, batting average, and on base percentage. They were 3rd in slugging. They're one of the hardest teams in baseball to strike out. They're never, ever, ever out of it. They're absolutely relentless on offense. You look at Kyle Tucker has been hitting either 6th or 7th, most of the time 7th. Tonight he was 6th. But this was one of the best hitters in the American League from like the first week of May. And that just shows how deep their lineup is. And you see Correa there with the my time. I think Correa especially has a chip on his shoulder this year. They have to deal with the people talking about them cheating in 2017. Allegations are still doing it in the first round by Ryan Tepera, White Sox reliever. Correa, he's headed to free agency. In the spring, the Astros offered him extensions, but it seems like they kind of lowballed him. He was the best player all year, and you saw him doing the "this is my time" thing, hitting like he was wearing a watch. I think he's going to be amazing throughout the series.
All right, looking ahead to Game 2 on Saturday, Nate Eovaldi as we mentioned, will take the ball for Boston facing Luis Garcia. Eovaldi has been great this postseason. 2 starts, he's allowed 3 earned runs with 16 strikeouts. We know the bullpen was taxed in Game 1. Actually, both bullpens were taxed in Game 1. But what do the Red Sox need from Nasty Nate in Game 2?
I think they need at least 6 innings from him. I think if you can get a quality start out of him, which that's not the greatest start in the world, stat in the world. It's 6 innings pitched with 3 earned runs or fewer. I think they need something like that for them to be able to win the game. And I do think that they'll be able to get to Garcia some offensively. The Astros' path to winning might be similar to this game. Not necessarily with the starter being pulled early, but maybe they get down something like 3-1 and they come back late. The Red Sox' path to winning is to hold that lead. I expect them to probably get an early lead. I think Eovaldi's going to throw really well and get at least somewhat deep in the game. Like I said, maybe 6 innings. Maybe he can go 7. But they need to get a lead, and they need to hold it this time.
Do you expect to see Chris Sale again starting a game in this series?
Yeah, I don't think they really have that many other options. I think they're just going to have to, other than Eovaldi, they're just going to have to count on maybe we get some short starts. It worked against the Rays. The only guy that got deep against the Rays was Eovaldi. I guess Eduardo Rodriguez did in Game 4, but I don't really think they have many other options. They've got Rodriguez, Eovaldi. They're going to have to go with Sale again, and it might look similar to tonight, where maybe you hope that he does better and he gets 3 innings and he only gives up 1 run or something like that. They might consider that a win.
All right, Matt Snyder breaking down Game 1 as we look to Game 2, where the Red Sox look to go even Steven there in Houston. Matt, appreciate it. And here's a look at the Game 2 probables. As we mentioned, Nate Eovaldi against Luis Garcia. Eovaldi has been solid this postseason. 2 starts, allowed 3 earned runs with 16 strikeouts. Garcia's only start was in a loss to the White Sox this postseason when he lasted 2 2/3. Gave up 5 earned. First pitch for Game 2 of the ALCS set for 4:20 Eastern Time on Saturday. Full highlights coming up on the other side of the break.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.